Yo Novatos, thanks for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous here, coming at you live from San Jose, California. Let's go ahead and get on with the topic of today's ride. Harley-Davidson's decline in sales. It's a popular topic on YouTube. A lot of the videos that have this headline, this title, they have thousands of views. A lot of people like to kind of chip in and share their own thoughts on what's going on and how Harley-Davidson can improve. They have a lot of good information, a lot of those videos, so I'm not going to talk about the obvious stuff. I just wanted to mention the stuff that they forgot to mention. They didn't mention the dealerships being a part of the issue, of the problem of Harley-Davidson's decline in sales. From my own experience dealing with it myself, I could tell you guys this: there is some bad actors, there is some bad dealerships. Every dealership's going to be different. Every employee, depending on who you deal with, the experience is going to be different. Not every dealership is the same. But out here in California, you typically see it a little bit more. The markup. You just see that a lot more over here, mainly because California doesn't allow you to buy a bike outside of the state. You have to buy it here in California. California wants you to pay the $200 California emissions. They want you to pay the registration fees, the taxes. This is the reason why you have to buy California here in California. This is why you just see the markup fees more common out here. I know Law has mentioned that they don't do dealer fees or markups. Maybe last year, I don't know if they're still doing it, but it used to be a part of their banner. And when a lot of the dealerships around here are doing it, they're pretty much losing out on additional profit. I don't know how much they're buying the bikes, the dealerships, but I guess it's just obvious that the dealerships, they just don't feel that they're getting enough for selling these bikes, and that's why you see these ridiculous markups on Harley-Davidsons. And this is my point. It's just that those videos, they just never mention the dealerships. I've seen comments, I've seen messages where people tell me where the experience drove them to buy a different bike, an Indian or a Kawasaki, a touring bike, something different, alternative. Because let's be honest, you go to a dealership and you know these bikes are expensive. We all know this. They're pretty much expensive bikes. $20,000 for this one. And you go to the dealership and they're asking for $26,000.
Take this, you dirty old high prices!
I spent about 9 hours negotiating the markup off of this bike, and something like that can just discourage people to go in to the dealership and negotiate. Just look at it this way: are you willing to negotiate on just markup? Just markup. We're not even talking MSRP. Nowhere near MSRP. We're just talking about the markup, negotiating the markup. 9 hours for that. You know what? It's a headache negotiating on the MSRP. It's a headache dealing with that. Now imagine having to negotiate on markup, on fluff, on market value. That's what they're calling it. The market value price. Not the market retail price, but the market value price. And like I said, something like this can discourage people to go look at Harley-Davidsons. Yes, they're beautiful bikes, but $20,000 air-cooled V-twin, man, that's tough. And then you go to the dealership and they're asking for $5,000 over MSRP. Can you only imagine the experience? And like I said, my first 2 visits with my local dealer, they weren't playing ball at all. They didn't want to negotiate on the bike. People were on the waiting list and they were willing to pay that $6,000 over MSRP. So why would they sell me the bike knowing that they have suckers buying it for $26,000? Yeah, I could see that. So I had to go back. A couple months later passed by. I just didn't feel comfortable giving away my money just so I could be one of the first ones to say, hey, I got a lowrider S. I'm not that stupid. Not that stupid. Stupid, but not that stupid.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
It all just plays a part in the overall experience. Something like that could also deter new customers. There's been people have mentioned in the videos where they've had such a bad experience buying from a dealership that they just don't see themselves buying any more bikes from Harley-Davidson. Something like that can happen. I could probably still look at buying another bike after my I can still probably look at buying another bike, maybe. I don't know, that's tough to be going in there and having to deal with all that BS. It's tough, but there's people that, like I mentioned, they don't realize the cost and everything that they're being tacked on, all the fees. A lot of people, that's what happens. They don't notice it until they get home or a couple days after. They'll look at their contract and they're kind of like, those mother. Yeah, there's a lot of people that just notice it maybe a month or two. They have the contract and they start looking at it and they really start paying attention to the numbers. We're in that honeymoon phase. We're close to getting the bike, our dream bike. Like I said, I waited many years for this bike, a full frame Harley-Davidson, a lowrider. I waited three years for this bike. And yes, there's a honeymoon phase there. You get the bike, you're in love with the bike, and then once you kind of get out of that phase, you start looking at the contract. That's when you start realizing, holy crap, how much did I pay for this thing? Damn it, those motherfuckers.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
And then you start kind of wondering, man, I'm not going back to that dealership, period. Or you know what, you might even be saying, you know what, this is the last time these guys get me. I'm not buying another Harley-Davidson. So it's all kind of there. And then off of Jerry's video, I don't know if you guys saw that video, it's a good video. He talks about the 90s when people were buying bikes, all the abuse that customers were taking just to get a Harley-Davidson. They had a lot of restrictions. You had to have the right zip code, you had to have a trade-in, a lot of different things. Anyways, I just wanted to share my own experience, my own thoughts on the subject about Harley's decline in sales. Yes, all that other stuff has a part to play, but once you start looking at, where's this person going? What is this person doing?
You stupid idiot!
Alright, so that's pretty much it. Just wanted to put in my 2 cents. Yes, Harley-Davidson is lacking some technology. Yes, the prices are expensive. The bikes are expensive. And the lack of technology, the overall bang for your buck, I guess it all kind of adds in. And the stuff, like I said, that these videos fail to mention, the dealerships, they also should take some responsibility. The bad ones, I'm not saying all of them, but the bad ones. But you guys just stay out there, stay safe. Don't believe everything you read, alright? Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.